What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with a brand new review for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, you guys. I literally had to think about what this was. This is going to be season number 4, episode number 5, and the episode was titled "The Nastiest Room," the nastiness and the rumors, you guys. So before we just go ahead and jump into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a big solid favor, you guys, and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. And you guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, shall we, you guys? So, before I even jump into Salt Lake City, I want to just go over every trailer that we've gotten, over the last week, you guys. So, you guys know that November 5th, the Real Housewives of Potomac returns, as well as the Real Housewives of, nope, November 5th is Potomac, they return, and then on that same night, Married to Medicine returns. And then I believe November 1st, we get the return of the Real Housewives of Miami. And you guys know that Miami is going to be exclusively on Bravo this season, so it won't be on Peacock. So you guys know how with Peacock, for the last, 2 seasons, we've gotten the first 3 episodes. So with Peacock, we won't be doing that this season. Um, and then Beverly Hills returns October the 25th. So it's gonna be a lot, you guys. It's gonna be a whole lot. And I'm looking forward to it, you guys. So what I'm thinking is with, like I said previously, with Beverly Hills, we would do Beverly Hills. What I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna, I'm gonna be at home on Wednesday night so we can watch Married at First Sight, Beverly Hills, and Miami. But my thing is with Miami and Beverly Hills, I believe I will put those reviews up the same night. And then I'm thinking sometime during the week, I think maybe Thursday, some Thursday afternoon, we'll go live and we'll discuss Beverly Hills. And we may discuss Miami. I'm not sure. But I know for a fact we'll be discussing Beverly Hills live. And so Beverly Hills will also be a pre-recorded video, but it will be in premiere form, you guys. So I'm looking forward to it. I watched the trailers. I enjoyed Miami's trailer. I thought my Real Housewives of Miami's trailer was really good. Beverly Hills trailer was good to me. I hate Beverly Hills' cast photo. Potomac's trailer, it was man to me, and I feel the same way about Married to Medicine. Like, so yeah, I'm here for them, you guys. But let me know if you guys watched the trailers, and let me know what you guys thought about the trailers going forward. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this episode. So you guys, shall we? So this was a pretty good episode, I would say. I enjoyed this episode of Salt Lake City. The Salt Lake City girls are actually bringing it this season, and I'm enjoying it. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Salt Lake City so far. Um, Sorry, you guys, I'm texting somebody. But yeah, Salt Lake City, I think that the girls are doing a good job so far. Let's see. S- it's gonna be interesting because Salt Lake City comes on Tuesdays, then Beverly Hills will be on Wednesday, and then Miami will be on Wednesday, and then um Married at First Sight is back, and what else? Potomac, Married to Medicine. This gonna be the fall is gonna be good. And hey, Greta, how are you doing today? So yeah, you guys, let's go ahead and get into Salt Lake City real quick. I don't expect to be here too long with Salt Lake City, but yeah, like I said, the episode was good, but we'll definitely talk about it. So I guess the first person I want to talk about is the person who didn't have the most, and that was Heather for me, you guys. So Heather, this episode we see Heather, and Heather was with her daughters, right? And they went skiing. And so when they went skiing, they it was the nastiest thing with Heather. So Heather is just, I don't even know what to say about Heather, right? But Heather, so her and her daughters, they sat down and they had hot cocoa. And so they, Heather tasted it to see if it was like extremely hot. And she tasted and she's like, yeah, it is a little hot. So she went and got some of the snow off the ground and put the snow in their hot cocoa to cool it down. I was like, Heather, that is nasty, dude. Like, you do realize, I mean, I know that this might be somewhere that they keep up, but it's on the ground, meaning there are germs around that. And she just picked it up and stuck it in a cups. I was like, ew. So Heather was talking to her daughters about, the book that she wrote, Bad Mormon, right? And, she's talking about the fact that I guess her daughters were getting mistreated in school because of the book. And I do feel bad about that. But I will say, when it comes to her daughters don't seem anything like Heather, because you guys know how Heather is. Heather lets things fester and bother her, whereas her daughters have been called the C word, and people have hit, nudged up against them and bumped them and all this kind of stuff. But her daughters are unfazed by it, and I was like, I liked how her daughters were so unfazed, but Heather is phased. And I was thinking to myself, when I was in, when it comes to this, where people teasing the kids and stuff, and I know that it's the Mormon people, but when it comes down to it, you got to get to the point where you be like, you know what, you're a miserable human. You have some unresolved issues within yourself. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm gonna live my life, and you do you, right? And you just brush the BS to the side, and that's ultimately what her daughters did. But Heather is the one that is so fixated on what the kids are saying about them in school. Now, it is kind of, you know, fucked up that the kids are sending them cookies with the C word on it. But once again, you're the one that's wasting your money to send these girls this stuff. Like, you're the one taking the time out of your day to do this to them. So I'm so glad that her daughters didn't really give a shit, because I'm like, why would you care? Why would you care? So yeah, I love the fact that her daughters felt nothing about the situation. So that's really all we had with Heather. The next person we're going to talk about is going to be let's let's get boring ass Angie out the way, you guys. I'm still on the fence when it comes to Angie. I do think Angie is completely thirsty. You guys can let me know what you think, if you agree or disagree. I do 100% believe that Angie is thirsty. So we see Angie and her family, they're playing some kind of a game. I think it was Slap the King or something like that, where they had a deck of cards, and whenever they put a king down, they would slap it, and whatever they would do with it. I've never heard of Slap the King, so I don't know if that's a real game or if it was something that they made up, right? So we see them as they're getting ready for bed, right? And Angie was with her daughter, so her daughter's not sleeping in the bed with them currently. I was like, that's a good thing. But we'll talk about Angie and her husband more when we get to the end of the episode and the rumors that came up, because I was like, I kind of can see it. Well, I saw it from the beginning when I saw Angie's husband. But so yeah, the daughter's not in the bed with them, but the dog is in the bed. I was like, oh my God. When I saw that dog, now this is no shade to anybody who loves animals or anything like that. No shade, no shade, no shade, because I love animals too. But I just would not want my animal in the bed with me. You got your own bed. Go to your bed and get the hell out of mine. Like, no shade, no shade to anybody who does it. It just wouldn't be for me. It's very interesting when we get like I said, Angie gives very thirsty, and her scenes give absolutely not a thing. Because this was a scene that they literally could have threw away and just, scrapped it. I really don't. I'm kind of. I'm wondering, why did they give Angie a snowflake this season? Because from what I saw, her storyline, I don't even know what her storyline is aside from the stuff with she and Meredith. Like, I don't know what her storyline is. Speaking of Meredith, you guys, Meredith didn't have a individual scene in this episode, but the episode opened with Meredith talking to Seth, right? And she was talking to Seth and telling Seth about the trip and how, Whitney invited Angie and how things went with she and Angie on the trip. She talked about Lisa and Monica and how things went with Monica and Lisa on the trip, right? So she basically just gave him a quick recap of the trip. And that was really all it was. Like I said, there was nothing, no individual scene with Meredith, and this individual scene with Monica. They very well could have kept it. So we'll pause here and we'll move on to the next person. Next up is Whitney, you guys. So with Whitney, we see Whitney. So Whitney is talking to Justin, and you guys remember, I can't remember, I think it was season 2, right? The season where they did that weird stuff in the mud where they were, half half clothed. So you guys remember, I think he got fired from his company after that. So Whitney said that Justin couldn't, excuse me, Justin couldn't get another job for a year because he had signed a non-compete with his previous employer. I was like, say what? You signed a non? I get most companies, you sign a non-compete, but you couldn't get any kind of job. Like that meant you couldn't go work anywhere. Like even if it wasn't in the same field. I thought that was so odd. So yeah, Justin is now getting ready to go back to work, and Whitney is talking about the fact that Justin will still have to take the kids to school. He says, "Yes, I can take them to school, but I can't pick them up." And so she's talking about the fact that their daughter is almost 13 years old, and how she wants them to be more present with the kids because when she was their daughter's age, some things happened to her, and she wants for there to be, I guess, like an open line of communication with their children. And I mean, I got what she was saying, but at the same time, I was thinking to myself, like, if you got to be present, it's on both of you. And to be present doesn't mean that it's just by taking them to school. Now, yes, taking them to school, picking them up, and taking them to after school functions, that does give you a time to talk to them and, see how their day went, how things went. But you also should be more present when they come home. So I got where Whitney was coming from. Did I necessarily care where Whitney was coming from? Not really. But again, I got where Whitney was coming from. And she and Justin will make it work one way or the other, right? So that was it for Whitney. Do we have anybody else that we need to talk about? Yeah. So we will go ahead and talk about Monica next, you guys. I will say I do like Monica. The broke stuff with Monica, I'm kind of tired of hearing about it. But again, I do like Monica. So Monica in this episode, she met up with Whitney, right? So, she and Whitney were talking about what happened in Palm Springs as well. And, Whitney feels a way about how Monica came at both Lisa and Angie K. But, Lisa's going to be having this event and she is inviting all the ladies to it. So Whitney feels like Monica should talk to Lisa and clear the air. And Monica was like, clear the air. She says, but I feel like we're already good. So then Whitney decides that she wants to tell Monica how, when we were in Palm Springs, the way that you came at Lisa and Angie, it made me look at you a little bit differently. And I was like, how did it make you look at her differently? Like, Whitney, please miss me with this because you brought a lady that wasn't even invited to the trip in the first place. And said lady got into it with the host of the trip. So that would make me look at you sideways too. So I wanted Whitney just to kind of put the up to the shut because that was like the pot calling the kettle black, right? Now one thing that I will say that Whitney did say that I definitely agree with is the fact that when it comes down to Meredith, Meredith has an MO. Anytime Meredith gets into it with anybody, she wants to bring up rumors that she's heard, right? She brought up rumors about things that she's heard about Jen. She did it to Lisa. Now she's doing it to Angie. And although I'm not really particularly feeling Angie, I actually do agree with Lisa, not Lisa, but with Whitney, and I'm actually siding. I'm on Angie's side, right? Like it's okay to feel however you feel about the lady, but to bring up the nasty rumors that you hear, like I'm pretty sure they've all heard rumors about each other, but no one is real. I mean, besides Lisa on her hot mic moment, where she called her, where she said that she's effing half of New York. That is the only time, right? And I got why she did what she did to Lisa last season, although I didn't watch last season. I got why you did it because of the hot mic moment, right? And this situation with Angie's just annoying. Just pay Angie dust. Like, I think that's the easiest thing that you can do is just pay the woman dust, act as if she doesn't exist. Like, that's what I would personally do. My personal thoughts and opinions. But you guys can definitely tell me what you think. Um, so yeah. Next up, let's go ahead and move on to the next person, you guys. And that is going to be Lisa Barlow. So, after last week's episode, when Lisa had that whole meltdown about taking off her makeup, I finally understood why she had that meltdown that she had. So, we see Lisa and Meredith, and they're going to go get facials, right? So, they put their faces in the machines, and the machine was going to tell them, the perfect thing for their face, right? So, when Lisa and Meredith both put their faces in that machine, I was like, oh my God. Like you could see the eight, like it really went deep and you could see all the lines in their faces. And I will say though, Meredith looks good, but Lisa's, wow. I was like, you have terrible skin. And so they do the facial. So that is when Lisa was telling Meredith how, she's going to be having this party and she's going to invite everybody, including Monica, right? But she still does feel a way about the fact that Monica kept talking about how materialistic she is. But man, if the shoe fits, you got to wear that bad boy, right? So we get to Lisa's party, right? The one thing that I want to say about Lisa, people make Lisa that girl, and I don't understand why. Like Lisa is so annoying, and for her to want to be this, this it girl, this fabulous girl, and all that stuff, you're very basic. Like everything about you screams basic as hell, right? So Monica all the ladies got there, and Lisa and Monica decided to have a conversation. It was about the materialistic comment, and she and Monica got into it. I was like, oh my God, what are they arguing about? It was so stupid. Then at one point, Angie K came over and she and Monica got into it, and they both had their hands in each other's faces. So Monica was screaming, "Get your hands out of my face, Angie! Get your hands out of my face, Angie!" And I was like, "What are we arguing about?" Like I was thoroughly confused, right? So they eventually got that broken up, but then Angie, not Angie, but Monica and Lisa got into it once again, and Monica made mention that I guess Lisa had said something to her at one point about her getting on a private jet with Snoop Dogg. And I was like, now, girl, if you really believe that this lady could be in any proximity to Snoop Dogg, unless it's on Watch What Happens Live, then whatever, right? So Mary came there, right? Now, what I will say is the outfit that Mary had on, I loved Mary's outfit. It looked really good. But for her to criticize Heather's outfit, I was like, Mary, your outfit is perfect, right? But the wig, that wig is still terrible and atrocious, right? So then she talked about the fact that every time she sees Monica, Monica's eating, right? And she asked her, does she eat any vegetables? And she was judging her eating the crepe, right? And I was like, Mary, 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 are you really sitting here trying to judge this lady when last week we saw you go through McDonald's drive-through to get some food? Like, come on, Mary. I'd rather the crepe than the McDonald's. McDonald's is so unhealthy, and I don't even know if that's real food. Like the most that you'll ever see me eat from McDonald's will be the French fries. That is about it. Anything else from McDonald's, I very rarely do unless it's late at night and nothing else is open. So after that, we see Monica, right? So she sat down with Whitney, and here we go with Whitney being the pot stirrer. So they were talking about the rumors, right? And Whitney one asked Monica, "Does she know what the rumors is?" And Whitney and Monica was like, "You haven't heard the rumors?" She was like, "No, I haven't heard the rumors." So the rumor is that Angie's husband is bisexual, I guess, right? That he sleeps with men and that their relationship is not a real relationship. It's, I guess you would say, a beard, that she's his beard, right? So Whitney's like, "Oh my God, oh my God, I have to sit down and tell her this. That's not right." I do agree with her, right? If while we spreading the rumors, right? So Whitney went and told Angie, and Angie was in her feelings, right? And rightfully so. If this is not true, you have every right to feel how you feel, right? So Angie decided that she wanted to go up to Meredith and confront Meredith. And that is actually where the episode ended, you guys. But yeah, you guys, overall, like I said, Salt Lake City season 4 is actually pretty good. I'm enjoying it. But like I said earlier in the review, that I am mostly excited for Real Housewives of Miami. So I'm going to be this season, I'm going to be consistent with Miami. I know that I start Miami and then I don't. I have for the last 2 seasons, I started, but I don't finish it. But I do intend to finish it this season, see it through to the end. So we got Miami. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Beverly Hills. Looking forward to Married to Medicine. Potomac, I don't know how I'm feeling about Potomac. We'll see as we get closer to November the 5th. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about. If you guys watched this episode, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. Also, if you guys watched the trailers for Potomac, Married to Medicine, Real Housewives of Miami, and Beverly Hills, give me your thoughts and opinions on those trailers, and I will catch you guys in the next one, you guys. So I am going to get off of here, and I am going to have to watch American Horror Story, and that will be up later tonight or early tomorrow morning at best. But as always, you guys, be blessed out there. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.